Hello there, everyone. Time for another episode of Marriage Monday with Brian and DeAndrea Matthews. So, thank you for joining us this evening. We missed you last week. We had to take a quick break, but we are back. And tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about finances. Tonight, we're going to focus on whether or not you should talk to your mate about major financial purchases. All right, we are back. Don't know quite what happened, but we are back. And if you are just joining us, we are talking about finances this evening. We are discussing whether or not you should talk to your mate about major financial purchases. So I'll let you go first. What the men got to say?
Most men feel like they could buy whatever they want to, especially if they the provider or they the main one, the main breadwinner, whatever the case these are. It's all laughs and giggles, and I bought that until your spouse say, "Well, we were supposed to do such and so," or "We had money put up to go on vacation," or da, da, da. You can't really the you can't the comeback is you can't because it's like, dang, we did have plans, but I want it, or I felt like I deserved that because I worked, or
I think it starts even before the financial purchase because what you said is key. It could be something as simple as, your regular date night and you decide you're going to hang out with your friends instead of date night. And then the spouse has to remind you, well, we said we were going to do this. I think it's the same principle at work. And there's not only a lack of communication, but a lack of um, reverence for that other person, lack of respect for that other person.
yeah, yeah, and both parties do it because I've been on. I don't think I never really. Well, I've been the one who would cancel some or forget that I said I was gonna do something. Or I'm finna go hang out. I don't think I ever did. I do that in our marriage?
No.
Oh, hey, don't look at me like that. Don't.
No, we have not had those issues.
This lady.
Look, I'm being honest.
Yeah, but you can't look at me like that on camera. But no, I don't think I've really been that type unless I ain't want to be bothered with the person. Then it's nothing for me to go find something else to do. But I guess it depends on who you with.
But it's different, in relationships versus a marriage as well.
I was married when I did those moves.
But I'm distinguishing it.
No, because I think even in a relationship you still have to honor that person's time and what you said you was gonna do because now you're developing a pattern of, yeah, I know we made plans, but you know what, I'm finna go on over here and shoot this movie with
And
my
doesn't that
friend.
speak to what their priorities are?
A
Doesn't
lot,
it? Yeah, I
a
think it
lot.
does speak to the priorities. Hey there, Tanisha. Even before you start looking
Hey,
at
Tanisha,
whether it's right or wrong or all of those
it's
things,
not
it
even
really
really about.
shows you what that person thinks about you.
It's not even really about right or wrong. It's once again, it's what places that person in your life.
Yep.
You know, like if my friends could call me and okay, just for the sake of discussion, me and you already got Friday mapped out. This is what we doing Friday, and my brothers can call and be like, "Hey, we about to go. Woo, woo, woo. You should come ride with us." And I dip. I don't even tell you I'm dipping. You chilling.
Goes.
Yeah, you just chilling, waiting for me to show up. You don't get no phone call, nothing. Then you see me on Facebook like, is this nigga on Facebook?
Here we go.
Wait. Okay. Now I got to come home with a stupid excuse. And then it's going to be an unnecessary argument because then I'm going to get defensive. I should be able to do what I want to do. Yeah, you should. But unfortunately, we have plans.
That's right.
Like, see, this is what I do. If my brothers, anybody, if they say, hey, man, you know, next weekend, woo, 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 the first thing I say is, let me see what me and the wife talking about, what we got planned out. Even if we don't have nothing planned out, that's just to show them, like, look, I ain't finna jump the gun and be like, yeah, we finna hang out, woo, woo, woo. And then, because I'm the type of person, if I tell you I'm gonna do something, I try to keep my word. So now, because I ain't, and a lot of people like, oh man, you be checking in. Let me explain something to you. She is top priority. We already established that it's only 3 people that come before her, and ain't one person. So that's just one person who come before her. Everybody else gotta wait. But if she say I won't know till Friday, everybody gotta wait till Friday. They gotta wait. They gotta wait till she figure out and hit me Thursday night like, nah, I already got nothing. Okay, it's clear, all clear. Hey, yeah, we can hang out. If she say, yeah, we got date night, that's it. That's the end. Ain't no, oh, see, we were my friend.
Okay, so something else is kind of, I think, worse is that you decide you're gonna go hang out. You cancel your plans. It's like, okay, well, we hung out in that such a time, so you cancel your plans, and then the people you're supposed to hang out with cancel on you.
Oh, that's the one that really made me mad. Now, that's reality. We did that before. Hey, man, I ain't hung out with the cousin in a minute. Woo, woo, woo. Oh yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, you ain't seen them in a minute. Yeah, we could have date night tomorrow. Look at my face. She don't want me to say the N-word, so I'm gonna say ninjas. These ninjas ain't even call me and tell me they ain't want to hang out. That something else came up. Nothing. So I'm sitting here looking doodle face. And she like, I thought you was gonna hang out with your peeps.
Hey there, Minister Denise.
Yeah, no, because they do. So that's why I make sure now if I got plans with somebody, which I don't do that. I don't make plans with nobody before I see what's up with her. And that's where it starts, because like I got friends who purchase stuff because they can and they want to, and they like PS5 is the hot thing. A lot of people in my squad got the PS5. But you don't got PS5? Nah, man. I gotta talk to the wife about that one. That ain't no little purchase. That ain't no bag of chips.
But like we were talking about, even before it gets to the finances, even before it comes down to the purchase or not to purchase, it's about what are the priorities in your life. It's not necessarily even about that person yet. It's about what are the priorities in the individual's life first, because you're individuals before you come together as a couple. And
I get that, but once you get married, all that going out the window. Because I could be selfish and buy it. I want to buy it. It's people
but that's why you got to deal with it.
It's people like that, though.
That's why you got to deal with it. Like, what's the priorities in the individual's life? I know you're not, but for the sake of discussion, if you don't deal with your own individual selfishness and priorities or lack thereof,
I don't think a person should be married. Hey there, Sister Brooks.
So yes, you should. Hi, Charlotte. You should deal with your own issues. You should deal with your own voids and be healed first. But a lot of people aren't healed before they get married.
This conversation is going to go to a whole nother point, because I don't think a person should get married if they still me, my, I, me, they still singular. don't do it. Because once you get married, all the I go out the window. Because now, okay, I'll use me as a perfect example. I'm a solo dolo person mentally. Mentally, I am. I'm in my own little world, my own little box. I don't have to be bothered with nobody. But I know that's not gonna work. Being married to her, it worked in other marriages because they really didn't care. It didn't matter to them. I'm with somebody who we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. You don't get to do the me, my, I. This ain't no clear voice check. Me. No, that's not. So I, if a deal in that area in their life, male or female, where they not ready to sit down and say, hey, I want to do this thing, but how you feel about it? I want to, you know how bad I want a PlayStation 5? Oh my good Lord, I want one.
Yeah, so Mr. Denise says some people don't realize they're still operating in a single mindset.
They don't. And sometimes you got to remind them, hey, this not an I thing, this a we thing. And it seems, now don't get me wrong, we have our I moments. Like, I don't be frivolous like, yeah, well, I think we do. We concern each other with everything that we do, from what we eat to what we wear.
We got a couple more comments. Tanisha says it's all about being considerate of others and one another, especially in a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Shay says you can't deal with and invite anyone else in until you know and deal with yourself first. That's true. The problem is some people don't know how to deal with them. They're not ready because, it's always been pointing the finger, blaming other people, and the finger's never been pointed back at them, or they haven't accepted.
I was about to say, because
people tell you.
No, remember the saying?
People tell you about you. I get the saying. Yeah.
But
pointing at others, pointing back at you.
The three fingers. But most people, and see, I don't mind looking at me because can't nobody talk about me worse than I talk about myself. So when people call themselves blazing me, I just look at them and laugh like, that's the best you got. Because when me and me get together, boy, we'll tear up a whole room. So no, you don't. Most people don't want to deal with themselves because, one, you can't lie to yourself. Well, you can. But you know you lying. So it's a like moot thing to lie to yourself because your inner self be like, boy, go ahead.
But sometimes when you lie to yourself so long, you start to believe it.
Yeah.
And then now you're in this space where you believe in your own hype, you drink your own Kool-Aid.
And what they call legend in your own mind.
Man.
And I know people like that who they sew together, that they super. And listen, I'm finna say it how me and my brother say it. They are super. And that's, you gotta leave those people alone. Some people you just gotta be like, all right, go ahead, super. Go ahead, because you are a wonderful person. Yes, you are. Because they're not ready. I think the hardest thing to deal with is knowing that I'm see, this about to be the realest thing I ever said out loud. I ain't no good for her without God. I ain't no good for her. Listen, I ain't no good for me, but we gonna talk about this, man. If I didn't go to God and say, help me navigate through this thing, oh man, I ain't no good for her. You ain't no good for nobody because it make you only be about yourself. We learn to be selfish as kids.
Yeah.
Think about it. Our parents teach us it's about us. Yours, you can have it. You give him that, give her that. Let that baby have that. Blah, 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 blah. So by the time they get in that age where people tell them no, they're not ready to accept.
Yeah. Hey, Sister Way Up. So she has another comment. She says people aren't ready to face the facts. That's right. Reality feels, as they say, truth tends to hurt. So to reflect on others and their flaws. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Blaming other people, saying that, it's not really them, it's other people's fault. They did this, they did that.
See,
and not willing to look at their role and their participation in what took place. Hey there, Paul. Thanks for joining.
It started out blaming our parents, and I was good for that. It was my mom and daddy's fault. I was horrible. Because if they would have been good parents, I'd have been the better. That's a lie from the pit of hell, because I know people who grew up with great parents gave them what they wanted, made sure their life was good. And they is horrible. Like you got good parents, and you wow.
Absolutely, shade projection. That's one of our defense mechanisms, and you are on point with that.
Man, and deflection. We'll deflect something in a minute. Like someone, like when me and her first, I was the king of deflection. When me and her first got together, it was everybody's fault. It was the ex-wives, it was the kids, it was the dogs, it was the people I grew up around. Because I'm together, and no, God was like, boy, not even close. And once you come to the conclusion that you jacked up, you have to admit, listen, you know what? The road to recovery is admitting that you have a problem. And as long as a person don't admit they have a problem, and you can't help them, I don't care if you write it down, put it on the big screen, take a picture of it, and show them they the problem. They're gonna look at you and say, it's not me.
So what are some of the warning signs? We're talking about, once you're already in a relationship, once you're already in a marriage, but what are some of the warning signs about that immaturity, about that selfishness that lets you know, hey, this person is not ready for this type of commitment?
The first thing is denial. When you tell them, okay, so if you point out something to me, say, hey, Brian, I noticed that when we talking, you do this, this, and that, and I deny it every time. No.
So denial is
so
one.
When you hear that denial all the time, no, that's not right. No, you can't be. You ain't talking about me. No. Wait a minute, bro. Now here's the kicker: when everybody else starts saying the same thing that you saying about that person. Oh yeah, So let me get this right. It's 10 of us in the room, and all 10 of us saying that you got a problem with this, that, and the third. Yeah, you probably want that. Denial is one. Okay. Isolation.
Mm-hmm.
When a person trying to pull you away body and keep you, because see what's gonna happen is you're gonna find out about them. So they can't let you go outside the bubble. You gotta stay in, because now if you go out and you start talking to other people about me, they're gonna reveal stuff about me that I've been trying to keep quiet. Especially you don't want them to talk to people who know you. I ain't talking about associates. I'm talking about people who be like, nah, I grew up in the same house with him.
Or have they done this, that, and the third yet?
Yeah. Oh, wait. No, they'll say something like, oh, just wait. You just wait. And you say, he or she don't never want me around nobody. That's why. Because those people going to say, oh, he being nice. Oh, you just, especially grandmama. Sit around the grandmama for a minute. Grandmama going to tell you thing person. And you gonna be, or the old auntie, because old auntie right up there with grandma. She right there. Because the old auntie would be like, baby, come on, sit down and talk. Sit next to TT. I'll tell you about this boy you dealing with or this girl you dealing with. So isolation.
That's a definite red flag.
Can't control their emotions. They're very unstable in their emotions. They real flip-floppy with their emotions. You having a regular conversation when you think y'all good, and they snap on you for no reason. Hey, what happened? Oh, it's just something you said. I ain't even say nothing yet.
So it could be either end of the spectrum with the anger or with the tears, because a lot of times people use tears
crying is that,
as manipulation.
Men do it too. Men are crying you on the
That's
minute.
why I said people.
Listen, when I found out that women like for men to show their vulnerable side sometimes, that dropping that tear was ding. And I had that one eye open looking, making sure they looking at me. They looking, I gotta do it. So emotional
instability.
Ooh.
Yeah. Tanisha says when you make but they don't make you a priority, it's like excuse after excuse because no one is that busy. If I'm probably the busiest person that
Can I say it?
No.
Listen, you make time for what you want.
Absolutely. And that's what I was going to say. Regardless of how, most of the time I have 14 to 16 hour days.
This mine right here. She got all the jobs.
I got 4 jobs.
That's what she say. But I live with her. She got more than 4 jobs. But let me tell you about this woman. When somebody go down or it's an event or somebody say, hey, I need you there.
You make time for the people who are important, and that's why it's important to know if you're a priority or not. But also the things that are important. And for me, if it's on my schedule, it's important, because if it's not on the schedule, it don't.
Sometimes she forget to put stuff on the schedule. I mean, like, you forgot. Oh, I did. You should have reminded me.
I need reminders too.
Now, my dad was the king of saying, people be where they want to be. Hey, ma. And I always used to understand. I understood what he meant by that, because, look, see?
Finish your thoughts. Start reading the comments.
That's funny. But look, I use myself as an example. I don't really like driving. You know, I drive to work and home. I may go see my mom. Hey, might see you in a minute. But if it's somewhere I really want to be, or I make up my mind and say, I say I want to go, I'm going. And that's how we are with the people in our lives. We be bothered. Listen, you can tell, especially a man, women, y'all always readily available for a dude that y'all like. That's why I used to tell my sister, stop being so available for them dudes. Because long as they know they could call you and you be Johnny on the spot,
wow,
they got you. Be like me. Even if you sitting in the house not doing nothing, you got plans. Huh? Listen, I learned that you gonna do and be with who you want to be bothered with. Listen, a dude to stop the world to go be bothered with that woman he want to be bothered with, you know, he'll chase you to the end of the planet.
So we got another question, but also some red flags. What about inconsistencies or not able to accept truth or criticism, overly defensive? What do we do about people like that? Again, they're telling on themselves, but if somebody's inconsistent, if they can't take criticism, if they can't take the truth, and again, you know, speaking the truth with love is always the goal, because, you know, knowing a soft answer turns away wrath. But if they have difficulty with that, what I'm going to say is, you know already how to pray for them, because they need to be willing to listen and to receive. And if they can't receive, they can't receive from you, and they can't receive from God either. So, you know, obviously that's a red flag. And so, Paul says red flag. She's still talking to her ex. Run.
Oh, absolutely. Immediately. Listen,
what y'all got to talk about?
Okay. Pick me. Hey, if she's still talking to her ex, it ain't doing more than talking, bro. Because ain't you? It's a reason why you left that.
Yeah.
And I bet you dimes to a donut that situation is still there. The problem is, and I'm speaking from experience, it's something you like doing with that person. It don't always time be about sex. Sometimes be the conversation. Sometimes it be, you know, oh, they just good, whatever. But that part that you didn't resolve,
or you didn't completely break that connection off. And even with, I'm gonna say this, because some people say, well, we got kids together.
Nah.
You know what? You can be a good father, you can be a good mother without being in a relationship with that other parent.
You ain't gotta talk to the other parent.
It's possible. All right, we got another red flag. Red flag 2, she has a wandering eye. So if you looking at other folks as they coming in the restaurant, if you looking at other people, you know, and you're with the person that you're with on a date or what have you, yeah, that's a red flag.
That happened to me.
I know.
I was sitting there and I watched her whole face I am
not the her.
I know. I'm horrible though, because I was like, shoot, I'll go get it for you. Because to me, it's like, undoubtedly, I'm not the center of your attention right now. If you could look at somebody walk all the way on the other side of the restaurant, I'm definitely not your center of attention.
And I have to clarify, it's different if you're in a restaurant and you're kind of keeping abreast of your surroundings for safety reasons.
Right.
That's very different from somebody watching somebody who's physically attractive as they, you know, kind of cascade through the restaurant or what have you.
You in your eye. What are you looking at?
Tanisha says, thank you. Speaking with love and approach is important. Definitely.
Oh, listen, this lady could tell me to scoop boo-boo off the ground. But it's the way she'll tell me to do it with so much love and tenderness that I'll be outside with a plastic bag scooping the neighbor's poop.
Hey there, Tanya. Glad you're watching the series.
It's how you. I tell people it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
Because you can say something funky to a person, you ain't gonna get no. They ain't moving, but you can say something real sweet like. Can you just cook that boo boo? And you be like,
so,
yeah, man.
Even though it's called Marriage Mondays, we're trying to help you with relationships in general. And we're talking about some red flags. We kind of got off topic, but that's all right. We're talking about the red flags. Look out for too. We already dealt with can't control their emotions. Either very, very angry or
watch
crying,
out for
using
passive
manipulation.
aggressive people. They dangerous too. I know I'm speaking from experience. A passive aggressive person is probably more dangerous than the person who flat out and let you know they mad.
Because somebody that's obvious with it, you know what to expect.
You know what's coming. The person who say, "Nah, I'm good," but all the while they waiting to have a reason to explode. I was that person. I'm straight, man. I ain't mad. Nah, you ain't. But all the while that anger just building up.
And they say it's the silent ones you gotta watch.
And then it takes something you get mad over something stupid. Now you mad about something that ain't. But you've been, I'm good, bro. No, I'm straight.
You've been letting it build up.
Now it's like, so I rather. My thing is don't take me around the block. Just come on, give it to me. Let me deal. I'd rather be able to deal with it than, see, no. If just come on. If you finna swing on me, just swing on me. Don't keep doing that. Don't do that. Just go on and swing on me.
So it ain't like Jody on Baby Boy. I lied to you because I love you.
Oh man, he should have got hit in the face for that one. That's the worst thing a dude could say to a woman anyway. I lied to you. New Edition can say that in one of their songs. That's why you lied, because you know what?
Shay says relationships lead to marriage. Absolutely. If you are dating, hopefully it is for an end result and you're not just, a serial dater. But relationships lead to marriage, and who they are molded to become in these relationships is normally who they are in these marriages. Absolutely. Yeah. Don't think, and I think we've said this multiple times, but stop thinking you're going to change somebody. If you are not okay with who that person is today, don't think that they're going to change. The things that upset you today, guess what? It's going to piss you off even worse 10, 20 years from now. So if you can't deal with it, if you don't want to deal with it, have some honest conversations. Maybe it's some leeway there, something to discuss. But if you just can't live with it, then okay, that's not the person for you. Don't go ahead and get married just for the sake of a pretty wedding and all the rest of this stuff. And then, you're miserable down the line.
Stop telling people you love everything about them.
Not true.
No, you don't.
We get along real good, but I don't love everything about him.
Listen. The funniest thing, we said that to each other at the same time one day. Like, you cool, but I don't like everything. And I hate when people say,
but I'm willing to live with those things that I don't like.
I'll put it like this. I know
it's not a deal breaker.
I know she done with me when those things she like is not cute anymore. y'all know what I'm talking about. It's little stuff they do that's annoying, but it's kind of cute. But when you start being like, oh, you so great, and you want it, you be like, you so crazy. Yeah, that's when you like, it's time to go. When you don't admire the goofy stuff no more, the stuff you be like, wow.
Hey there, Elder Morgan. Hello, Elder Rhonda.
Hey.
Glad you joined us. We just talking, having a good time. We actually started off talking about finances and big purchases and if you should consult the other person.
Yes, you should.
Yes, you should. But again, talking about the red flags leading up to that, because that conversation and that debate, if you would, it doesn't start there. There are always signs before you get to that point.
And see, the problem is we so goofy, we ignore the red flags because we just, we're so in love. I love. No. If we knew then what we knew now, it's a whole lot of people we wouldn't have talked to.
Tanisha, I still have to disagree. So she says you can't change the person, but you can influence them to change if it's for the better.
Nope.
No, the only way a person changes is by the Holy Spirit.
That's it.
You should not be trying to influence a person to change. You should not be trying to change
influence
the
is a
person.
form of manipulation, though.
So, yeah. Go to the Holy Spirit, and if it's something specific that is detrimental to them, pray about it. Ask God's will be done in their life, and then leave it on the altar.
Yeah.
But no, you should not be trying to influence somebody to change, because ultimately what you're saying is, this is what I want. And if what you want lines up with what God wants, fine, you pray in the will of God. But It's not about what you want or trying to influence them to change.
Nope.
Speaking of finances, ooh
yeah, I'm debating on if I'ma just skateboard.
we are not going to talk about the gas prices. I prayed
Why
years
not?
ago that I would always have money for food and money for gas. So I am not about to worry about it.
I ain't worried about it. I'm just amazed that gas went from 2 something to 4 something in 3 weeks.
Shay says we see the ideal person, meaning we see what we want to see even if the flags are there. A lot of times we do, especially if we've been intimate with that person. We don't want to see the red flags. We ignore the red flags. And again, we've talked about having this fantasy in our mind that this person meets this fantasy. This person checks all my boxes. This person, this, that, and the third. When, honestly, what's being presented in front of you doesn't always match that. So absolutely.
Listen, women already have the whole thing wrote out like a movie script.
Raise your hand if you had your list, whether it was in middle school, high school, or beyond, of what you wanted in that ideal mate.
And listen, dudes, we so fickle, we don't even know we auditioning.
Yeah.
We don't even understand we are auditioning to be their lifetime mate. Because y'all already know, well, y'all think y'all know what type of dude y'all want. Then because I'm pretty sure y'all know, I always laugh.
We listen to songs and we think the songs sound good because, even going back to Roughneck, everybody wanted a Roughneck back in the day. No, you don't. Until he knocked it upside.
Hey, right, you want a Roughneck until he fight you in the corner talking about, so who you looking at?
Shay says everyone has something that we're not going to like. True. Question is, can we live with each other's flaws? That's because, like we said, there's some things I don't like about him and some things he don't like about me, but are we willing to live with that? And if it's not a deal breaker, then that's fine. But if it's something that just grinds your gears, you might want to think about it.
Nah, Tanisha, I get what you're saying, but if that comes down to really that person, if they want to stop doing what they're doing, because I'll give you an example of a person I was with. I made several suggestions and I tried to influence them to stop doing certain things they was doing, but they liked what they was doing and they didn't want to stop. They like what they was doing.
Yeah, I think it doesn't really matter if it's a specific thing as far as an outward action or if it's something as a part of their personality or their character. I think you have to address it in the same way because, you got some 60-year-olds still in the club,
man,
thinking that guy, that girl or whatever.
Forget a sugar daddy, they sugar granddaddies.
So
then that boy old.
Yeah, it's about looking at the whole picture and then, like we said, figuring out what you're willing to live with and what you're not.
That person has to make up it comes down to that person making up their mind that that's it for them. Because you can stand on your head and do flips. If that person not ready to stop doing what they're doing, all you're gonna do is frustrate you and you're gonna say some stuff that you can't take back. So it's best to take it to God and let him deal with it. Because I get what you're saying, if they see you stop doing stuff, then they'll stop doing it. Which that sound in the ideal world, that makes sense. But now you're talking about that person's choices, that person's free will. And if that's something they want to do or they feel like, you trying to make them stop doing something, they just gonna keep doing.
So Denise says sometimes they meet a couple of our top needs, so we look past everything else. But are you willing to continue to look past everything else?
Yeah, it come a point where, like I said, stop being cute. It ain't funny. It ain't. When she stopped laughing at my jokes, that means I gotta figure out what's going on because it already took me too long to get her to laugh at him. If she stopped laughing at him, man, what? It just comes to a point where your needs getting met. You gotta look at, okay, how much more important is that than me being together mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally? Because sometimes your needs being met, you gotta override it with what's really going on. Yes, and most of the time it be physical. Let's keep it 100. Most of the time,
it depends on what decade you're in.
It's still physical because if I'm hungry, you better give me a sandwich. if I'm sleepy, you better let me sleep. Now if mentally, that's a different, because most people, they think they know how to deal with people mentally until they find out that person a little not rap type, and it's like.
And I'll add this because I like mental jousting.
No, she don't.
Not everybody likes mental jousting.
She don't. No, she don't. Don't let her fool y'all, because I'll be on some drugs someday and she be like, shut up. Not today. I'm like, it all depends on how I catch it. If I catch her right, we could joust for a good little while.
And not everybody can deal with that. Some people just want to keep it real simple. Yes and no answers.
I know, right?
One word responses.
They don't even want to say yes or no. They just want to be able to say, all right, yeah. Bro, we talking. You trying to go deep. I don't want to go deep. So I like when she go past the boy sometimes. That's when I'll be like, she ready. We about to have. Then she give me something nice where I'll be like, she did the other night. So I asked her a trivia question. Simple trivia. Not hard. Just a little trivia question. She had to break it down to its lowest compound, back up, take it back in time, bring it back to the future. Ma'am, I just wanted a simple
certain topic.
But then I know.
You already know.
Yeah, I know if I bring up anything biblical. See, she know when I want to be on some all night we about to talk, when I hit her with a scripture or, hey, so what you, and I rub my hands together because I know it's about to go down. We finna talk about an hour. We finna be on that one scripture for at least an hour. But that's what she like, because then her wheels get to rolling. I can see the smoke because it's in her computer. It's like, oh, he asked me a good question. Oh, I'm about to get him. So
mental jousting.
I like that. Oh, she knows she asked me a certain question about music or entertainment. Sports. Oh, she like, oh, here come the diarrhea. Get the bucket. Cause but we love to do. We know what each other like talking about, our strengths and our weaknesses. Like we don't really talk about politics too much because we don't like politicians. So that's a moot point to really talk about, because neither one of us, we know how they get down.
I think the point is, can you have good conversations with the person you're with? Can you have in-depth conversations about the topics that mean the most to you?
Not red hat, blue hat, one fish, no. We ain't talking about C-spot run. We talking about the gritty.
What are the things that are important to you? Can you have conversations about that? There we are. I don't know why it keeps going out, but we still here.
We is here.
So what other questions do you have? We got a few more minutes and then we will be off. So if you got some questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments.
Who this lady? She is the ruler of the universe.
I am the timekeeper.
Man,
he knows. He found out. I'll say it like that. Oh, now I'm quiet.
Cause you always doing that.
We got some more time, but just if anybody has questions,
they're gonna put them in the box.
In the comments.
They know what to do. They know what to do. Jeez, they not new to the program.
Yes, Thanos.
She said, all right, Thanos.
Tanisha said, that's me with my future husband. Yeah, a variety of topics are good because it keeps the relationship fresh.
Listen, it can't be Dr. Seuss. Well, it could be, because I like Fox and Socks. I could talk about Fox and Socks all night. To me, that is one of the funniest books.
Does this person have a favorite book? Are they literate?
You say is they what? No.
Are they literate? Come on now. I know some things are kind of a given, But some people literally are illiterate or dyslexic, and then other people are innumerate. And we don't talk about innumerate, but since we're talking about finances, and that's what we started talking about, some people are innumerate, and that just means that they don't know how to count. They don't know, how to put numbers together in the same way that,
We
most people
we
do.
take for granted that people should know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's a lot of people who don't.
And it's people that don't. And that's not any shame on anybody, but these are the types of things that you need to know. If you're expecting your spouse to be able to handle paying the bills and all the rest of this, you need to know if they don't know how to count, or if they don't know how to handle money, or
You
things
should
of that
know that
nature.
when y'all first get together. Make them put some numbers in front of them, say add that up for me.
See, Charlotte says her last husband did not read well. And again, it's different levels. So absolutely, do they know how to read? Do they know how
Put
to
a book
read
in front of
well?
them.
So all of that makes a difference, because
I think we do.
if you want your husband to read you stories at night,
or tell you a story, you want it to make sense.
right? Is he creative? Can he come up with a story? Do you want him to make up fairy tales? All those things are really good, but you do need to know about that person. Shay says it boils down to how well do you know your mate. Definitely. Communication plays a major role, and without a great part of your foundation is missing.
Not just communication, comprehension.
Yeah. Communication and comprehension go together, because you could be talking the same language. We both speak English, but if I'm in chapter 12 and he in chapter 3,
there, why always got to be the one on the low end? Every time you want to, we're going to have to talk about that. We're going to talk about that off camera.
Yes, you got to think about that. Because we're older now and we've been through some relationships and learned a lot of lessons, we can talk about the types of things that we didn't think about when we were younger. So hopefully the people who are younger are still, looking for that mate. They will know the types of things to pay attention to.
Listen.
Yeah, does he know your language?
I definitely.
All of them. Denise says, do you have all of these suggestions in a book or documents?
No.
Funny you should say that.
We got something on the horizon that we haven't horizon for about 4 years.
So there's a book that he and I are supposed to be writing together that we have not yet. We've got some guidelines, but no, nothing
in cement.
Yeah, nothing cemented yet. Tanisha says, yeah, because I remember I was with someone that didn't know how to check the oil, and I did it. He felt kind of embarrassed, even though I wasn't trying to embarrass him. Look, my daddy was a mechanic. I knew how to change tires, change the oil, and everything else. Most of the guys I was with didn't. Either you do or you don't. It's not. So that's another thing you really need to discuss: gender roles. Because some people do get embarrassed if the woman knows how to do something and they don't. So you have to kind of figure out, ask questions about their childhood and figure out, do they have specific gender roles?
I leave all the getting oily and dirty to her. And that's all I'm going to say.
I don't do that no more. That's why we got people that take care of that.
If I could pay somebody to do it, guess what?
We older now.
I ain't getting on the ground, shoveling it, none of that.
They got some good young folks with good knees.
That's right.
that want to earn a few dollars to take care of all that.
Right. Get on the horn and call somebody. Like, hey, come look at this oil at the bottom.
Oh, Charlotte says, no, we did not speak the same language. He called everybody G. I always saw his friends were a George. Oh my goodness. Thank you for sharing that.
Was funny.
Yeah, gender roles. Good topic for relationship. Yeah. Look, please believe I like playing 20 questions. Yes, they can. I like playing 20 questions. And by the time I'm done, it ended up being 21,000. Yes.
You said that. You amaze me at the stuff you do. I don't want no.
All right. I agree. I ask the things that I want to know. Yeah.
I don't want
absolutely.
No
and there's nothing off limits for me. I'm asking everything.
I don't want to know nothing because you might find out some stuff. Hey, like that stupid game. No, I don't want. If you ain't volunteering,
I'd rather find out in advance.
Nope, because you tell me something that hurt my feelings. That's all bad.
I'd rather find out.
And then dudes ask stupid questions anyway. Stop asking stupid questions. Stupid questions.
The rules are don't ask what you don't want to know. If you can't
That's
handle
why I don't ask
the
nothing.
information, then don't ask. But if you want to know genuinely,
No,
go right ahead.
I'm not asking nothing about nothing.
I hear you, Shay. She said, if you don't ask, I don't volunteer. No, I ain't volunteering nothing. But if you ask, okay.
My thing is this.
Must want to know.
I know she had a life before me, and I ain't finna ask her nothing about her past. I don't care about that. What we doing now? Only question I ask her is about us and the future.
There we go.
I don't want to know about Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, Johnny, none of them niggas. Cause then if she say something and you ask that stupid question and you be looking dumb when she be like, nope, you wasn't the one. Dang, now you all got the type. What you mean I wasn't? You asked? No.
Yes, Charlotte. Does he like Monopoly or does he prefer life?
I know you gotta know. Like,
do you play spades?
Look, I know she don't like.
Do you renege? I need to know all that.
Do you know how to count books? Do you know how to count books? Listen, I know she don't play. I don't worry about. We don't do that, but we definitely play spades.
Yes, the past does affect the present and the future, which is why I asked 21,000 questions. But some people can't handle it. And you just got to know you.
I'm just not nosy. That's another way saying you nosy.
I need to know. Look, I need to know what I might have to deal with in life of my children and or grandchildren. What I need to break. What we need to pray against.
I see where you're going with that. But other stuff, I don't need to know that. All I need to know is anybody in your family had any medical issues, any mental issues. I ask those questions. But as far as what you did before me, I don't want to know.
And yes, all of that, Denise, back to your other question, all of that's a part of premarital questionnaire. So yes, we do have that written down. How do you handle the aftermath of answering questions they can't handle? Mr. Matthews.
How do you handle the aftermath?
Yeah, if they ask something and then they find out something that they wasn't expecting.
Just put your full body armor on because that's not your fault. You can't. Hey, you asked me. I'm just gonna strap my seatbelt and put my helmet on because you asked.
Yes, proceeding with caution.
That's nosy. That person ain't got nothing. It depends on the questions, ma'am. She know what I'm talking about. Some questions you don't have to ask. You don't got nothing to do.
Charlotte, I kind of suspect you had some trouble with some in-laws before. All right. Tanisha says, when should you open up about something personal that might have happened to you that may affect your relationship in the long run? When you've established trust.
Yeah, when you can trust them.
Everybody don't get that trust icon by their name. So yeah, you got to establish trust first. So you have to start with the small stuff. And if they can handle the small stuff and don't go run tell your business and everybody know about that little small thing, then maybe they get a little bit, the intermediate stuff. But no, you don't just go straight to advanced. No. So they got to earn that trust.
Watch a dude who always telling his mama everything. If a dude always going back, he say,
"Mama,
I told my mama," or "Hey, I ain't talking to you, bro, because I know you can't hold water. Your mama is your diary. I'm not. No, watch. I know this probably gonna sound. It's some women I know who you could tell them something and they'll take it to their grave faster than you could tell the dude something. A dude would go back and tell everything. And you wouldn't expect that from a dude, but it's dudes like that. It's dudes
because it's not male or female, it's that spirit. If they have that spirit of gossiping or whatever.
They be like this when you talk to them because they can't wait to go back into. So no, you gotta watch people who
I ain't repeating that.
I ain't touching that.
Yeah, so yeah, you do have to pay attention to the family dynamics, whether it's the mom or the sister or the cousin or whoever they're closest to. You do have to pay attention to the family dynamics because you don't want to have to deal with unnecessariness.
Nope, you don't want to have to go and get the black van and get your friends with the rug and the plastic because this idiot done went and ran this. And so, that's where the trust come in. Like you say, you tell them little stuff. Test the water. Because there's some stuff you cannot tell people that you can't because they going to flip it on you. I had it done to me. You tell somebody something personal, woo, 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 and then as soon as y'all get into a heated discussion, they hit you in the face with it. Are you serious? You just
And they want to flip it on you, and now you
yeah.
want to bust them upside the
And
head.
now you done talking to them. You don't tell me nothing no more. Not at all. Ain't nothing for us to talk about.
And the talking, the communication, the comprehension is so important before you get intimate. Stop being so quick to jump in the bed with somebody.
We married. We can say that now. Because we was horrible. Well, I don't know about her. I had a projection chart. This how long it's gonna take. If it took longer than that, I'm done talking this relationship. So I feel like if we ain't trying to be in a long-term relationship, don't waste my time. All that, what you like, what you doing. I don't care about your favorite color because I ain't gonna see you in it no way. What's my sign? Stop asking me that. That's my sign. I hate them. Those to me, those are frivolous.
The small talk is
that's it. That's irritating. What you like to do? Nothing really. I'm just trying to figure out how far this finna go. I
don't. Denise says yes, that affects your decision making. It does, because you missed the red flags, because now you all in your feelings and oh, he did this and he made me do that. And no, stop getting intimate and putting the physical out there. No. Don't let them tittle your winks.
Listen, you know what was my reality check when I ran into a female who was like a dude?
Yeah.
The act happened, and I thought we was finna have some, baby, you woo. That heifer threw my clothes at me and asked me why was I still in her bed. What the what? So I knew then, like, oh, okay, so
the game done changed.
It's a whole new But see, she must have knew the rules. See, some people, I can lay with you, but get this, that's it. Don't call me. Don't be trying to be my man. Don't do none of that. That was my reality check. Like, oh, okay, y'all can do it too. Because I thought women was just so, oh, I love him so much. No, y'all the coldest. Y'all here to do with, why you still here, bro? Huh? You handed usher him to the door like I'm about to call your Uber. I ain't getting caught up with you, fella. And that's it. That's they. You don't want to, because we emotional people. Even me and the worst. You would call your dude and be like, man, she just told me to leave. So you wouldn't did the
wait,
same.
But he done brought his spend the night bag.
Oh, true story. I wish my boy was on here because I really would tell him about himself. So get this. We both knew the same girl. She was cool. Her name was Carla. That was my girl. We all used to work together. So I ain't going to say his name because y'all might know him and I ain't going to put him on blast. So get this. He go over her house with the overnight bag. Then he was
first time.
Like, he didn't even know her like that. He just took his bag. So the next day at work, she put me to the side like, what's up with your mans? I was like, well, I said, he cool. She said, nah, he ain't cool. I said, what'd he do? She said, this ninja brought an overnight bag over my house. Wow. I said, what you tell him? I told him I don't know where he was finna sleep. I don't know what he was finna do with that. And my man, look, he was supposed to have been a little side dude because she had her man and everything, his shoes and everything. Look. Her man's shoes and stuff was still there. Like, that was her. She still was kicking with her baby daddy. But she just was doing her little creepy thing,
Back to Paul's red flag number 2.
You can smash, but you got to go. That boy his face was so tight at where I said, what's wrong, fella? Man, she told me I had to leave, bruh.
So we going to have to talk at some point about the main one and the sad one. We're going to have to talk about that because we don't need nobody getting caught up.
People don't know the rules of that. First of all, that take too much energy. Listen, it's a crew of us at work that talk about this. 3 of us married, 1 of us not. The unmarried dude be like, shoot, he could go through there and knock him down. I said, you can, but that's too much energy of trying to keep your woman from knowing what you doing, silly rabbit. She'll never know. Yeah, a one Nick boy, yes, she will. Cause we not smart enough to keep the same pattern. Our dumb busters start washing up and taking showers before we go to work. When you start doing that, Willie, when you start doing that, you just throw your clothes on and run out. Now all of a sudden you're shaving and got on clean socks and changing your drawers. Who is she? What? Nah, that's too much energy. That cheating, I don't recommend that for nobody. That's too much energy. You gotta lie. Remember that lie. Then you gotta remember, did you tell the other one that? And then you gotta remember, did you tell your main one what time? Nah, when I want to be with somebody different, she just put a wig on. That's the answer.
Everybody got their anthem.
right. Caught up like a mug.
Well, I hope that you guys are enjoying Marriage Mondays. Again, you never know quite
don't know
what
where
we're going to discuss. It is always raw and uncut.
I don't recommend nobody having no side nothings, because
except a sad part.
That's a side dish. A side. But okay, before we leave, another reason why I think it's stupid to have anybody on the side, because this dude, he was on YouTube. He saw his side. He the side dude, and he saw the girl that he was kicking it with her man and their kids. He had the gall to get on YouTube and clown her about not speaking to him.
Wrong idea. That's going to be a whole segment.
Sir!
I see you, Tanisha. That's going to be a whole segment. Because, yes, it's happening and happening more than you think. And, yes, happening in the church, too, unfortunately. So,
especially in the church.
We're going to have to deal with that.
The main chick be sitting in the front row next to the first lady.
Right. Where they do that at? For real.
They get to do that?
Hey there, Bert.
I know, right, clown? Hey, cuz he was making a really idiot of himself. He was crying and everything. She ain't speak to me.
Look, I like what Charlotte said. Side of meatloaf is my only side.
That's it. Listen, I already told y'all when I want to be with somebody different, she changed her hairstyle and everything.
Flip it out.
No, sir.
So, all right.
Where they do that at.
We love Marriage Mondays.
All
if you
over
got
the country,
any topics that you want us to
cover, because you
got
to get on.
Let us know. Drop it in the comments. Shoot us or email. So, thank you for joining us today. That's been Marriage Monday with Brian and DeAndre Matthews. We will see you next Monday.
I don't know what that was. Don't pay me no attention. My hands got them out of their own.
All right. We'll see you soon. Bye.